I can almost... Oh. Oh. I can open a bottle of beer with pretty much anything. Weird flex, I know, but hey, welcome back to this very squeaky chair. Welcome to this second video in which I'll show you a few of my pictures. It's the second video in the series of My Photos Suck. In this specific video, I'll be taking a look at a few images I've taken in 2018, and I'll take them apart, talk about what's good and what's bad. We'll see how already 2 years in, my taking photography seriously is starting to pay off a little, because I'm being a little more, what's the word? Disciplined, yeah. I'm showing a lot more thoughtfulness. Pictures are starting to get a little better. There are still duds. There are still a lot I don't like, but mostly progress is starting to become apparent, and this is key here. Just keep at it, and eventually hard work will pay off. I've missed more than 9,000 shots in my career. I've lost almost 300 games. 26 times I've been trusted to take the game-winning shot and missed. I've failed over and over and over again in my life, and that is why I succeed. With that in mind, and before taking a look at some pictures, I want to remind you that in this video we will have a winner for my giveaway. A couple of videos back, almost a month back, I started a giveaway where I'm giving away a film camera along with 2 lenses. You can see the video here if you want. It includes a review of the very surprising Konica 50mm f1.9, and stick around until the end. It's where I will use a randomizer to pick one of the comments in that video to receive my camera. With that said, let's turn around to the computer and have a look at some pictures. Let's get it on. Starting with this picture taken January 13th, 2018. I was roaming around the neighborhood markets, usually a very good place for street photography. This is a pretty good moment. It's a nice conversation between these people. Their interaction is apparent. However, I should have straightened this image easily because it's really crooked. You can see the ground is crooked. This is the horizon line. This is a vertical line. The image is slanted, and it shows. While nothing special about this image, it's not a bad image per se. Regarding editing, I used to do this really weird thing where I raised my black point, essentially opening up the shadows and removing any blacks from the image, making for a faded look. Back then I thought it made the picture look more vintage and retro. I enjoyed that look, but I've since started to enjoy proper contrast in my images, proper blacks, proper spread out histogram. Moving on, this is I would dare say a good image. I generally enjoy eye contact in my subjects. It's nicely framed, the subject is not centered, it's natural, there's sufficient context here. You can see the onions here, you can see the nice scale, you can see a bag of paprika, ground paprika, I guess. I'm guessing this is what it is. An apple here. I could have and probably should have showed even more context, but as I mentioned in my previous video, linked somewhere, probably in that corner, back then I used to be all about tight framing, portrait, well, not as far as orientation goes, but as far as cropping into my subjects. I wanted to be close, I wanted to show their face and not much else. Whereas nowadays I'm enjoying showing you, my viewer, a lot more context. There's the same thing with the blacks, there's really none to speak of. So let's just prove this better. Yeah. It's a faded look. Let's move on. I'm rather enjoying this image. I would have preferred, again, a larger framing. This is taken with an 135mm lens on a crop sensor, which makes for roughly 200mm effective focal range. So kind of hard to get a wider framing with this lens, but hey, I also had a 50, so I should have used that. But other than that, it's nice. The eye contact is nice, the way the smoke is apparent is nice, his hand is nice holding the cigarette like this. It's kind of hard to tell what these are. These are mannequins, they are wearing pants, but it's really not apparent because it's in the blurry part of the image. So if something doesn't help your picture, it's probably something you should eliminate. It's something probably that hurts your image. These two people, on the other hand, create for a bit of mystery. You see the silhouettes, you can almost tell it's a woman with a child, but you start making assumptions and asking questions. What are they doing? I'm coming back to his gaze because it's really the strong point of this image. It's nice the way he's kind of peeping from behind this wall or whatever it is. But moving on, this image is another example of bad editing. The orange in the highlights here and the blue in the shadows here is apparent. The lack of blacks is very apparent. These are weak points of the image, together with the tight framing and the fact that she's all the way in the far right of the image. What I do like about this image is the accidental framing, because I really didn't intend for this, but this, these are all leading lines, leading your attention to the subject. Everything is pointing to the subject, and considering this, I was starting to think it's really not really that bad of an image, because the way she's leaning here on this pole, the way the leading lines are showing her, it kind of suggests a sense of isolation. She looks tired, she looks lonely, she looks the roughed up hair, she looks the way she's holding her hand in her hip. It kind of, actually, now that I think of, this is not that bad of an image. Moving on. This is actually one of the better images in the series. I'm finding it to be excellently framed. I would have liked her entire arm to show, but other than that, it's really a great composition. It's great that I chose to shoot this in a portrait orientation. It's great how she's tucked in between these two pillars. It makes for a good black and white image. I'm having proper blacks here, so eye contact again. Yeah, this is a really good image, one of the better in the series. Really nothing bad to say about it. This is another leading line. The woman makes for a nice subject. It's really one of the better images. This image taken February 17th. It was in Rešica. I was visiting, and while both good and bad, it's mostly a bad image. I still do really enjoy reflections and shooting through things. I should have, I don't know, perhaps made it more contrasty, because this way it's a little messy. It's hard to tell what even is here. You can actually see me. I think this is me here. But that's entirely besides the point. The point is, this is a messy image, and a thing as simple as a little more contrast would have made this a better image. Let's move on to this rather interesting image. I was going for that film analogy because I saw these as frames in a film roll, and it was a very, very snowy day, and if we're zooming in, we can actually see my face here. This is my face. Well, visually pleasing, this image is really not what I'm proud of. Firstly, because of the poor framing. Going for that film analogy, I cropped it very weirdly. This is 6000 by 2000. What is it? It's a 3:1 aspect ratio. What even is that? It's not cinema aspect. It's not 4:3. It's not 3:2. It's not 16:9. It's not 16. It's really nothing. But I was trying to get rid of mess here and mess here. So one thing I like about this image is her intense stare, the very strong eye contact this woman makes. There's a scene here. There's a scene here with the lady. There's people like supporting roles in this movie, let's say. It could have been a good image ruined by a really bad framing. Moving on to another image badly composed. I was trying to make a play between him. This says I want home. Him with the money out, probably counting it, cigarette in the corner of his mouth. Really could have been a strong image, but he should have been framed better, allowing for more space in this side of the image. I should have probably taken a few steps back, or I should have seen him earlier on, because I was walking this way, he was walking this way. It's not really something that you can tell people, hey, just stand there and let me take a picture of you, because firstly, they will probably not want to, and secondly, and more importantly, it's not what street photography is about. It's about capturing moments, unscripted, unposed moments, and you ruin everything about it. But I'm surprised I didn't really mess up this image with post-processing. The snow is white. There's black. It's really an okay edit. What lacks here is a little more thoughtful composition. Before we go on, I just want to ask you a little favor. If you find the content in this video and on my channel at all useful or entertaining, and why not both, please do consider supporting me. There's a handful of ways you can do this. The easiest is just by clicking the like button and commenting down below and sharing any thoughts you might have. It's a way of pushing my video into more people's recommended and suggested lists, because once videos gather more likes and more comments and more activity, the YouTube algorithm starts thinking it's a video more people should be seeing and a video that's worth watching, so it starts pushing it into more people's lists. Another way you can support me is by visiting the Buy Me a Coffee link down below in the description. There you can make a small donation. You can even join the memberships I offer there. There are a few quirks, there are a few benefits for people that join the memberships, so please consider supporting me if you find anything useful or entertaining here. So let's go on and see some more pictures. This image is a rather good one. Although it's posed, she asked me for a picture. It's one of the better images in the series and a personal favorite of mine. This was actually printed, this was actually exhibited in my first street photography exhibition. The only thing I would improve is, again, a larger frame, and perhaps avoiding cutting her right, well, just barely above her knees. This would have been really an excellent image if I had framed her a bit wider. But other than that, just take a look at this girl's face. The eye contact is strong. The scarring on her face, on her forehead and cheek, tells a lot of stories. The messy hair, this says a lot. This is a really, really telling image. Even the background serves to help this image. The window here frames her head nicely. This is really a good image and I'm proud of it. This is another example of what the shit was I doing, because it's really apparent what I was trying here, but this is again a case of just crop it in post, fix it in post, because nowadays I try to get my framing right in camera. While I do still crop as necessary, I find that a lot more images are properly framed in camera, and I don't have to make these weird aspect ratios just to try and make this image work. I'm not happy with this framing, but other than that, it's a good play between these subjects. The juxtaposition between a young fashion model and old lady just probably coming home from shopping, this is a shopping cart, is what I was trying to do. I think the composition is what ruins this. Moving on, this is another example of me being afraid, as most of these images are. What they really are is me being afraid to lose the moment, because I kept seeing pictures everywhere and I tried to take them, but I really didn't put a lot of thought into them, because if I had, I would have taken a few steps back and showed this character in a larger frame, without cutting his hat here, without cutting his back here, showing the entire teddy bear. Perhaps, although a little difficult because we were both waiting at the crosswalk, this would have been a really great image had I photographed him from the front. This profile shot just speaks of laziness. This one and this one are two images I'm really fond of, especially this one, but this one as well is really, really great. The background makes for a very funny image. These animals here, this parrot that's as big as a rabbit, and the rabbit that's as big as a dog, and what are these guinea pigs, the big as rabbits, mountain forest here. The really, really absurd background makes for a very funny image. Her face and the way he stares blankly here. And I'm not sure what was going on, but this is a very peculiar frame. It makes you wonder what was going on. Again, I'm cutting in all the wrong places. I would have liked a wider frame here. It's getting tiresome already. I always used to frame too tightly. Now this is a better image. It's very funny how she's laughing here. Her pose is really great. The bird above her head is really what makes this an excellent image. These leading lines here, it's really nicely composed for once. It's wide enough in order to show context. This is one of the better images, and I wish I had this printed. This is again one of the better images. Really good composition. I love how you can see just the feet of this person, and the subject is this dog that says sweet here. This is a good image, and I'm fond of it. Pretty decent editing, nothing too crazy, nothing fantastic. It probably won't win any awards, but it's a good image. Moving on, I really like the editing here. I'm not entirely sure what I did, but we can see some strong blacks here, and good use of contrast. His face is really what's powerful here. It looks a little sweaty. It's taken in May. If I remember correctly, and judging by the way these people are dressed, it was a warm May. You can see beer here. The smoke coming from his cigarette. These guys playing chess. Him here from behind is really adding to the story. His arm is like a leading line showing the subject here, which is nicely framed. I'm not very happy with this arm here, but I don't really mind it that much. While this is my favorite image of the series, I just love a lot of things about this image. Firstly, the character is awesome. This old man just staring blankly in front of him. The way he has a striped shirt and the way the crosswalk here just matches his striped shirt. This is really a great image. Excellent framing. This is very good. I like these worn out. You can see how worn out the handles of his bag are. These kind of bags are made by actual people in their homes. It's not something you buy from the store. It's a bag his wife probably made, and it's worn out. Matching his wrinkled up old hands makes for a very strong character, a very picturesque character, contrasted by the youth of this girl here, child here, birds here scattered all over. It's nicely edited. As you can start to notice, this is around when I started the conscious decision that I will be shooting black and white with the purpose of shooting black and white, not turning bad images black and white in an attempt to save them. Moving on, this was shot from ground level. I like how the legs of these pants hang here. This lady drying out clothes. Nice textures here, nice textures here. It's a decent image. This is a really good image, one I'm fond of. Very nicely framed at the intersection of the rule of thirds here. Are these working people working? The texture is really nice. All these lines are really nice. This is nicely leading here. These are leading here. This is really nicely composed. I really enjoyed this image. I enjoyed the way I edited it. This is another image that I enjoy a lot. It makes for a very good scene. You wouldn't know it just from looking at it. It was taken in 2018, October 24th, but it looks like it's taken in the 90s or even earlier. His jacket, his pants, everything about it scream 1990s. This newspaper kiosk really is one of the old ones. Not even sure these exist anymore. Two ladies here, one man here, makes for a nice contrast. Two versus one, female versus male. It's a good composition. I like how you can read things here. It's a very good scene. I really like this one. You will probably notice the time here. It's almost an hour after I finished recording the video, and I forgot to pick a winner. Silly me! But no matter, I'm doing it now. I'm just going to copy this link here and wish you all, you guys here, wish you good luck. And first of all, thank you for taking part in this giveaway. My first giveaway. Certainly, hopefully, not the last. Good luck again. I'm going to paste this here, and this website will pick one of you to win. Let's just say anything goes. Do not include replies because the replies are all mine. Do not allow duplicates because although I'm not sure it's the case, some of you might have commented twice. Let's go. Loaded 30 comments, and here we go. Pick a winner. Marius Andrei, congratulations. Congratulations, man. You won the camera and the two lenses. I'm going to try and get a hold of you. If you're watching this video and I haven't gotten a hold of you, please do message me, because I have to get your address and mail you your prize. Congratulations, and thanks everyone for participating. There's not a lot of things I enjoy as much as beer. And with that said, hopefully you enjoyed this video. Hopefully you found it useful, educational, entertaining, and it was nice to have you here. Thank you for watching, thank you for being here, and until next time, be well everybody, God bless you.